Okay, and you can hear my heater in the background, but I'm freezing. I know, I should put some clothes on. Full-on acrylic nail tutorial. I have yet to do that full-on tutorial. I did do like a day in my life thing in the 12 days of Vlogmas last month and year for Christmas, but I'm going to actually break it down for real this time. So we're unboxing the sponsor Modelones. Oh god, I'm saying that totally wrong, I know. Who will be sponsoring the video. And my gosh, look at this brush. This is so pretty. Look at the glitter. I don't know why that makes me so happy, but it does. My desk is a mess. I don't know if you can tell down there how messy it is. And the worst at opening packages. Ooh, polish, some nail gel. Oh, I'm super excited about that. I should see you guys at the full tutorial for the nails sponsored by Modelones. Modelones.
Open up my eyes, it's a brand new day. No more mute, I'm gonna hop on a plane. Let's get out of this town, take the next flight out. I wanna go somewhere. Europe, let's go to Europe.
Welcome to 2020. This is the first video of the year I am doing, and it's going to be acrylic nails. And today's video is going to be sponsored by Modelones. Modelones. I'm not sure. I hope somebody corrects me on how to pronounce today's sponsor because I feel like I'm being super rude. They have brushes, acrylic nail kits, nail gel, and all the things acrylic nails that you would need to do your own nails. So I am not a professional. I just do it because I learned how and can, and I think you should try doing it too. It's a time saver, it's a money saver, and who doesn't want to go, yeah, I did that myself, thank you. I mean, come on, DIY it. So you're going to want to make sure in the description below that you hit the link and go check them out. And also don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell for new videos, and the like button. And say hello in the comment section. Why not? Good morning, everybody. We are in the middle of the second round of voting for the Miss JetSet Magazine 2020 cover model search. I am so excited. Thank you guys who have already voted, who have been voting, and who are continue to vote. If this is your first time voting, if you're watching Snapchat, just swipe up. The link will be attached. If you're watching Instagram, then it will be in my bio. The link will be in the bio. And if you're watching this on Facebook stories, then you can go ahead and look at my last post, and the link will be there for you to just click on. Scroll down to the black bar that says free daily vote and go ahead and vote there. If you want to make more than one vote, you can do so. $1 equals 2 votes. And all the money goes to the BePositive Foundation charity, which helps childhood cancer.
Everybody make some TikTok.
So I'm so excited about this product sponsorship with Modelones. They have sent me a top coat, base coat, and a matte top coat. And I have been wanting to try a matte top coat like forever. I am going to do French manicure today with my acrylic powder, my white and pink acrylic powder. And then I will be doing the base coat with Modelones and the top shiny top coat with Modelones today. And these are UV lamp gels, nail gels. So if you are using a regular nail polish, you're just going to take the time to dry normally. I like to be done with my nails when I'm done with my nails. I don't like to sit and wait for the drying period because I tend to mess it up. So that is what we're going to do today. In the meantime, I'm going to pick out my nail tips. And I've got these two little band-aids, as you just sauce. So I'm waiting for the bleeding to stop so I can continue.
Next flight out, I wanna go somewhere. Europe, Europe, Europe. Let's go to Europe, Europe.
So you're going to want to rough up the nail bed surface with your rougher grit nail file. The glue tends to hold a little bit better against a textured surface as opposed to a smoother, finer buffed nail surface. The goal is to give it a light roughing of the surface, not to file the nail down really thin. You file it down too thin on the bed of the nail, it's going to weaken the nail bed and it's going to hurt during the application process, and you really don't want that kind of stress put on your fingernail bed. So just a light roughing with the hard grit surface of the nail bed.
I wanna fall too fast, wanna drive full blast, looking harder.
Then take your little duster brush and lightly remove all of the dust, and then take your nail glue. This is just a cheap crazy nail glue designed for your nails that I believe I got off of the Wish app. You can buy probably 6 at a time for a few dollars there, or you can find them at any beauty store. And you're going to take your tip and press it firmly against the nail and hold it for about 15 to 20 seconds. It really does take about that long for it to adhere firmly to the nail, and that's why you want to just take your time during this process and ensure that they are firmly placed onto the tip of your nail.
I wanna fall too fast, wanna drive full blast, looking harder than an oven.
You want to try to get them as straight or linear as possible to your finger. If it's not perfectly straight, that's okay. It is fixable later on when we get to the trimming process with the clippers or with the use of the nail cut. So don't stress out if it isn't perfectly straight or it isn't exactly the way that you wanted it. Just keep moving along and just get those tips glued on there.
Open up my eyes, it's a brand new day. No more shit from you, I'm gonna hop on a plane.
Now that you got all your tips on, and as you can see my boo-boo on my pinky nail there, you're going to want to file down and smooth the bump of the ridge that has connected the nail tip to your nail. This won't necessarily be seen later on. Sometimes I don't file it down as smooth as I'd like, but at the same time you don't want it just kind of like a ridge or like a cliff either. So just lightly do a little bit of filing on that. Next, you're going to want to take your clippers and cut the nail tips down to the length that you would like your nails to ultimately be.
Open up my eyes, it's a brand new.
To make sure that they're even with each other, put each finger from each hand side by side to measure and see. Once you've done that, then you will go along and shape them. So if you want a coffin shape, an oval shape, a square shape with rounded edges, you can go ahead and clip around the nail tip and play with that. Sort of play with a couple different shapes here to show you. This one is more of a stiletto shape. And that would be a square. This is where you get to be a little bit creative and have some fun with it. Using a nail file, you sort of smooth all your edges and perfect the shape with the nail file to the nail tip as you would like. You can sort of toss back and forth between the nail file and the clippers and checking your hands from afar as you go. This will help ensure that you are as even as possible and getting the desired shape that you would like as you go.
Wanna drive full blast, looking hotter than an oven. Never cook another bun for you. I'm on my move. Got your passports, let's go. Looks like you had it all, you let it slip away, and now you've got regret. And you
You have all your materials out in front of you. Your powder, your brush. Lay down a nice towel to catch the dust when we file, or any messes or spills that could occur. You don't want that on your desk surfaces or countertops. The liquid tends to eat through everything. The paper towel we're going to use for the brush. Then we're going to put an antifungal swipe of polish on each finger before we begin. This will help remove any excess moisture you've got going on your nail bed, should you have any. You're going to put the acrylic liquid inside the little dish. You want to do this because you are going to dip your brush into the liquid and then into the powder. This bonds the powder and changes it into a workable medium to then put on top of the nail. As you can see, I'm putting all the lids back on because this liquid tends to evaporate quite quickly. I kind of learned that the hard way over time. I'm going to use this brush by Model Ones today. Thank you, Model Ones, for sponsoring this video.
this town, take the next flight out. I wanna go somewhere.
I love this brush. It is so pretty. The glitter moves too. And since I've decided to work with the pink and white powders today, I'm going to start with the white powder first. And you'll see why as we go along. I'm going to grab an extra couple of tips because it's going to help give me something to wipe away the white tip, sort of to give it a French tip feel without kind of some extra work. It's sort of a little shortcut that I've seen the professionals do from time to time, and I'm not very great at it, but I think if you keep doing something over and over, eventually you get it right. So both the acrylic liquid and the powders that I'm using today, I bought from the Wish app. You get them at a beauty supply store or online as well, where they sell acrylic nail products. The brush is sponsored by Model Ones today. You can find the link in the description box below to purchase that. So we're going to dip the brush into the liquid, and then we're going to scoop up the powder with the wet brush. Now, depending on how thick you want it to be on top of your nail is about how big a scoop of powder you're going to put onto the brush. The liquid will automatically absorb into it. So you're going to dip it into the brush, sort of flip it around, and then tap it on top. I'm applying it in a brush stroke style so that I can have a thinner application, because I prefer a thinner, longer nail as opposed to a thicker nail. Although I will do one nail thicker so you can sort of get an idea of how you can thicken it up. As you can see, it clumps up pretty easy if you're not paying attention. So you want to scoop it up as if you were using a melon baller with your powder. And this is trial and error. So if you see it falling off or whatever, you'll find your own technique as you go. Also, if you find that it's too clumpy and you've actually got more dry powder than you do some of the acrylic liquid, just dip it to smooth it out and add more liquid onto the nail where you've put the powder. And just keep repeating the liquid with your acrylic liquid and your acrylic powder until you get the desired consistency or thickness that you're looking for. Refill my acrylic liquid because it seems to be getting low, and I'm going to switch to my pink powder now. We're essentially going to do the same thing with the powder that's pink as we did with the powder that's white. However, what we're going to do is fill in the nail bed with the pink powder and try to even up the thickness to the white where you use the nail tip to cut the line. And as I said, just use your acrylic liquid to smooth it to get the desired thin or thickness with your powder.
Like you had it all, you let it slip away, and now you've got regret, and you keep calling me. I'm out here like revenge.
Once you have all the nail beds filled in with the pink acrylic powder, you're going to go back to your nail file, and we're going to go through once again and shape. This is the shaping that we're going to do to smooth any bumps and lumps, to narrow them, to make sure they all match and they're the same length, width, and thickness. You're just going to want to take your time. You're going to want to brush side to side, and then you're going to want to file lengthwise to get more of the smoothness. I found that when I want it more smooth with the acrylic, I just file with the nail file lengthwise as opposed to horizontally. To check for smoothness, lumps, or bumps, just run your finger across the nail bed, lengthwise and horizontally. I have the buildup on my nails, and look, from far they look great. Woohoo! I still need to file down and make sure that the tops are super smooth so that I can move on to the top coat. They say you should do the base coat even if you're doing a clear top coat only, and I think that's what I'm gonna do because I don't want the stuff peeling off at a later date. So before you do your nails and all this, you wash your hands, soak your cuticles if you have time. I rarely do, but maybe this is why I'm bleeding to death and everything. So what you should be doing is pushing your cuticles back and trimming them. Well, I nicked a few cuticles. First, we're going to apply the base coat of the Modelones brand. Stick it in the LED lamp, and because I will be following up with the Modelones top coat, that will wrap up today's tutorial on how to do your acrylic nails, and you are ready to go. Thank you again to Modelones for sponsoring this video. Be sure to check the description box below and click the link to see more of their products. So you're going to want to make sure in the description below that you hit the link and go check them out. And also don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell for new videos, and like button. And say hello in the comment section. Why not? Good morning, everybody. We are in the middle of the second round of voting for the Miss JetSet Magazine 2020 cover model search. I am so excited. Thank you guys who have already voted, who have been voting, and who are continue to vote. If this is your first time voting, if you're watching Snapchat, just swipe up. The link will be attached. If you're watching Instagram, then it will be in my bio. The link will be in the bio. And if you're watching this on Facebook stories, then you can go ahead and look at my last post and the link will be there for you to just click on. Scroll down to the black bar that says free daily vote and go ahead and vote there. If you want to make more than one vote, you can do so. $1 equals 2 votes. And all the money goes to the BePositive Foundation charity, which helps childhood cancer.
Everybody make some TikTok.
Anyways, I just had to rant about that. This is probably more of a, why is my nose running? Outtakes. I think I'm gonna go back to bed. This day is weird for me. It's taking forever. A weird day of filming today. I'm freezing and then I'm hot and sweaty. Like, you see my nose is all red right now? It's running for literally no reason. I've nicked my fingernails. Like, I have, this one just won't stop bleeding. It's literally trying to off me today. I kind of nicked myself this afternoon while I'm filming. And if I don't put this on, blood starts going everywhere. It's super disgusting. Ugh.